A win, and LMU dethrones St. Mary's. A St. Mary's win, however, gives the Gales a chance to win their third straight title next weekend. It's the Gales and the Lions, and it's next on the WCC Network. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Brian Brownfield here with you for the call of Senior Day inside St. Mary's Stadium, Moraga, California, the final home game of the year for St. Mary's. And now less than 7 to go in the first half. 1-0 LMU. Ingman wins that one for St. Mary's. Well, between Curry and Ingman, a couple of great defenders for St. Mary's. Curry, the elder statesman on that defense, despite the fact that he's a sophomore. Most games played amongst any Gales defenders. A whistle and a foul. And I think they'll get Carson Kendall on that one. He was the last one there on the ball. It's either Carson Kendall or Brandon Fidelak. Sebastian Schott to take this one for the Gales. Schott, a junior out of Christchurch, New Zealand. First team all-conference last year. Into the box looking for Curry. Curry was pulled to the ground. They're going to call a foul. Boyd Curry got an arm pull from behind, and he was wrecked. We'll wait and see who the foul was officially on, but that was a pretty obvious call, and now St. Mary's will get its third PK chance of the year, and they will once again turn to the man who took the first two, Sebastian Schott, working on Jacob Jackson to tie the game late in the first half. In the net. Tie game in Moraga. All three goals for Schott have been on the PK, and this game is tied with 39:08 gone in the first. It was Fidelak who wrecked Curry in the box. And Sebastian Schott, with his biggest PK of the season, ties this game up at 1. It's just the second goal allowed this season by LMU. And the first since March 7th. It energizes the crowd. It energizes St. Mary's, who, despite up until that point, I'd say outplaying LMU, down 1-0 on the scoreboard, down no longer. Stevens, now angled across from Kurz. There's Cowan. Back into the midfield for Sebastian Schott. 3 PK goals this year now for Sebastian Schott. Looking for Cowan. Cowan working on Dasho. In the corner, Cowan, shielded, recovers, looks for an outlet. Tapped out of bounds by Shockey. Gales continue to try to move. Just over 5 to go in the first half. 1-1 our score. Ingman will wait. The Gales in no hurry. He sticks the right thumb in the air and fires it in. Right on frame. It was headed away by Dasho. Flickered off another head. Kaliskin was there. Now Cowan for St. Mary's. Puts his man on skates. The fans love it. Cowan near the end line. Hesitates. Cuts left. Got around his man. The ball is out finally. And now a goal kick on the way for Jackson. St. Mary's has scored 14 times this season. And it's all West Coast Conference first-teamer from a year ago. The only holdover in Sebastian Schott. We haven't seen him score a non-PK goal this year. And back-to-back home games now for Sebastian Schott with a PK goal. He got one against San Francisco last week that effectively iced the game against the Dons. A game that Adam Cooper said afterwards to us, he said, you know, we allowed a goal to San Francisco. We took a red card in the match. But really, he felt like it was one of the best games they've played all season long, even if the end result doesn't show it. The Gales had so many chances in that game to score more than just 3. It could have very easily been a 6-0 game, he said, in his opinion. Harden on the cross. It was deflected away by Narciso Cervantes. And St. Mary's keeps it. Eye of the clock, just over 3 to go in the first half. 1-1 our score. Brown has scored for LMU. Shot on a PK for St. Mary's. Christian Ingman will do it again. Almost the same spot he hooked up with Boyd Curry from 2 weekends ago here in Moraga. He's looking for Curry. It was Dasho who got a head on it instead. Sent away just past the Gales' tent. Gales will keep possession. Right on the border, they're attacking third. They'll instead play it to the middle. Boyd Curry. For Ingman, who waits. And instead slides it to his right for Curry again. Chips one in the direction of Brogue. Got it off his skull, but then no one else really in position for St. Mary's after that. I think there was maybe some confusion about whether or not Brogue even got a piece of it. And so Jackson now to put it back in with less than 2 to go in the first half. An entertaining one, to say the least, between the top 2 teams in the West Coast Conference. When the season began, we expected it would be LMU and St. Mary's fighting for a title. And when the schedule came out, we saw that in what would be one of the final games of the year, LMU and St. Mary's, we circled that one. It's lived up to the hype so far. Gales have looked good, so too have the Lions. Shot. Cutting right. Around his man. Threads one in for Kurz. Stevens. Nice little triangular pass over to the right. And that's Bowden for Harden. Harden on the cross. It's a low ground ball. And Jackson cuts everybody off. And now bowls it back in. 65 seconds to play. Nutmeg. And there's Liu, the junior out of Honolulu, Hawaii. It goes out. LMU with a toss. Ingman off his head. Kept in play by Starobo. Nicely done. I think the Gales had succumbed to the fact they'd have to play defense there. Instead, they transitioned to offense. Shot. Ingman. With 30 to go. Back and forth between the center backs. Skipping one ahead now for Starobo. Shot pushed down from behind. That's a foul against Brandon Fiddock. Looks like the Gales will have the last rush. Shot, waiting. The clock stops now with 10 seconds. It's still rolling. I don't think they saw the stoppage. They stop it now at 44:53, which would be 7 seconds left. Not sure if they're going to add on any time here or if the Gales will be given 7. It looks like they'll leave it at 7. Sebastian shot to take it. It's in play. It curls in off of Ingman over the crossbar. And that's how our first half comes to a close. Christian Ingman nearly getting his second goal in as many home games. But a lot better outcome in the first half than perhaps some would have thought for the Gales. Down 1-0 for a majority of the opening half, and then a PK goal from Sebastian Schott late ties it up with 6 minutes to go, and that's where we stand after the first 45 minutes of soccer, a 1-1 tie on the scoreboard. Oh, what an entertaining first half. And we'll recap that first half and a breakdown of the statistics when we come on back to the WCC Network and the halftime show. Gales and Lions all knotted up at 1 and in a very important game here in Moraga. We'll step aside for a quick break and come on back. You're watching Gale Soccer on the WCC Network.